going to go back to Susan Burton. When she hit the streets in South LA, she opened her first house, and she got women who have been incarcerated. I didn't have a lot of money at that point in time, but we used to bring her, I used to get big baskets of fruit and just take it to the women. But now, and after being, we got the money. We got the money. And I want you to know, one of the first persons I considered to get that money to was Susan Burton. And now she's all over the country, in 23 states now, helping women to organize, helping women to do what you're doing right here. And so I honor you, I appreciate you. Anytime we can hit the streets together, we're gonna do it, because we ain't scared of nobody. And so, here's what, and I wanna give you a little bit of example of what strength is all about, no matter where it comes from. The President of the United States tries to intimidate everybody. And some of these law firms are just folding. Some of the media is folding. CBS, ended up paying him money, on and on and on. Some of the law firms, they're doing pro bono that he wants them to do and directs them to do, and tell them they better not take any lawsuits against him. But I know it is important to have resources and to have money, but many of our billionaires and people with money, they don't do anything with it except join with Trump so that they can try and get their taxes cut and all of that. But when he hit Harvard, Harvard said, wait just a minute, Trump. We were here before America was here. We were here when 7 presidents went through this institution. You cannot intimidate us. We're going to file a lawsuit against you, and we're going to win. They've filed the lawsuit already, and Harvard has so much moxie until they're saying to him, it is not only about filing a lawsuit so that we cannot have you interfere with our educational agenda. We want the money to go with it because of the research that we do. We've got to stand up for all of the colleges and universities. You got to understand that Trump wants them to write laws that would prevent us from being successful. He wants to even do away with Juneteenth. He wants to do away with all museums and monuments that recognize and celebrate black people. They want to erase us from the history books. And so understanding that, this is not about whether or not maybe you're going to get a raise on your job. This is not just about whether or not you're going to get to sit on a board. We're fighting on that, but he is against that. Do you know what DEI is? Do you understand what diversity, equity, and inclusion is? I created that in the first subcommittee of the Financial Services Committee to talk about corporations, those that we give money to every day, being able to understand our importance and our talent, and so that we can move up in these corporations, in these organizations. We can sit on the boards, we can have influence, we can bring other people in. This is the fight of our lives, and I want us to understand that. And we're gonna be on the streets. I've been on the streets, I've been in Washington, I've been out at the Department of Education when it's only 19 degrees in Washington, begging that woman who got to be the head of the Department of Education that is a promoter of false boxing, knows nothing about it, but she's a friend of Trump. We've got a fight on their hands. I want to see you out there. I want to see you on the streets. Don't tell me, Maxine, I got your back if I can't feel it, okay? I think we can do a lot more than we're doing, and so many of us are a lot better off. We never really understood that we would reach the levels that we have. They told me at Washington University when I was a kid, the sociologist said, those kids that live in Kinloch, those kids that live in so-called ghetto will never be able to make it because they're from disabled families, they're from broken families, they're from one-parent families. When I had a chance to get back to Washington University and talk with the top sociologists that predicted our future, I said, I'm here, and what you said about all of us certainly is not happening. It is not true. And when you need something, you can come to Washington, D.C. and see if I can help you. This is the very one that you said would never make it anywhere. So everybody has value. Everybody deserves a decent quality of life. Everybody needs to be fought for, and our children needs to be loved. Not only the children who are doing fantastically well, but those kids that are in juvenile hall, those people who have been locked up, the parents who want to do the best they can do for their children, who made a mistake, who got with the wrong person. This is enough, y'all. I could talk to you all day, but I'm not going to do it. I think you get what I'm saying. I think you understand what I'm saying. The fight is on, and I'm in this fight. Thank you very much.